While the exact locations are not shared, in North Sacramento, there are tiny microphones designed to pick up on the sound of gunfire and alert police to a shooting.
We're accomplishing something, I think, that would be very hard to duplicate, even if we had a lot more police officers or other tools. So this tool does appear to me to be one that's worthwhile.
These microphones are part of a gunfire detection system called ShotSpotter. Currently, there are 3 ShotSpotter systems in the city of Sacramento, in northern, southern, and eastern parts of the city. Roger Dickinson represents District 2, overseeing communities in the northern part of the city.
I know there are people who are concerned about this system, so I certainly am interested in hearing that testimony. But it does appear to me that what the system allows us to do is respond through the police department much more quickly and much more comprehensively than we would be able to otherwise.
Sacramento police want the city to renew its ShotSpotter contract at Tuesday's city council meeting. According to documentation provided to the city from the department, the tech activated more than 4,000 times between 2020 and 2024. Notably, police say is the difference between incidents when someone calls 911 to report a shooting and when notification comes only from a ShotSpotter alert.
And so when there is gunfire in a community, the sensors will detect that, and we mathematically figure out the latitude and longitude of the source of that gunshot.
We talked with a member of the ShotSpotter team, Sound Thinking, about the product. I asked her what her message to council members is who may be weighing how to vote.
I would have them think about the value of ShotSpotter being not only life-saving, but also evidence gathering and useful at trial.
According to SacPD, ShotSpotter systems are placed in areas with consistently high volume of gunfire incidents. A spokesperson said the department did not wish to comment ahead of Tuesday's city council vote on a new contract.
And this contract is a $2.6 million contract, and if approved, it would keep the technology active in the city through 2030. At Sacramento City Hall, Leanne Denyer, KCRA 3 News.
So, Leanne, as I recall, this item was actually initially on the city council's agenda back in July, right? So why did it get moved?
So this is a little bit of procedure for city council meetings. So initially it was on what's called the consent agenda. And the consent agenda essentially allows city council members to vote in bulk on a variety of items. However, the city manager made a change to the contract with how the termination would work. And so what they did was then move it on to the discussion part of the agenda, which does require a discussion and allows the city council members to vote on the item individually. So a little bit of housekeeping, but both council members that I talked to today about this issue said that they were glad and grateful that they would have the chance to talk about this at city council tomorrow.
All right, Leanne, thank you so much for the live report.